Welcome to another episode of the Juggernaut Show. Adi's not here and Shy is not here. So this week it's just me, Chunk, and Lauren. The Juggernaut Show is sponsored by the Black Billionaires Collection as well as CMF Productions and the disability community. I don't know how you can be sponsored by a whole community, but that's what Adi says. That's what I'm saying. So, the disability community sponsors this. They put all this together.
All of this together. All of this.
So, we don't really know what we're going to talk about this week because we didn't know that Adi was not going to be here this week. And usually, as you know, he comes in with a stack of papers like we on the news. And we don't have that this week. So, we're very unorganized. But I think that we should talk about
The show must go on.
the Oscars.
Wait, you didn't introduce us.
I did introduce us.
No, you didn't. You said who wasn't here. That was it.
What did you think? Oh, I said it's going to be me, you, and Lauren.
I'm a me. Chunk.
Where was you at when I was?
No, but you gotta say that.
Alright. So look, as you can see, again, we are not prepared. So,
At all.
like I previously said, this week is me, myself, Mike,
Yes.
because I haven't watched the episode before apparently,
No.
Lauren,
I'm Lauren.
and my man Chunk.
Hey. Love.
So now that I've introduced us twice, this week we're gonna start off with what we thought about the Oscars that we didn't watch.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I saw a few highlights and Instagram photos,
Okay.
and I must say it was quite interesting.
What made
Wow.
it interesting for you?
Because most of the people that I saw, like, most of the people that I saw basically came half naked.
That was like the
Like-
post party, right?
Like who?
Well, one person that basically took over the internet with crazy comments was Sierra.
What was Sierra wearing?
She had on like a fishnet see-through dress thing. I don't want to say it was fishnet because that sounds crazy, but it was like a see-through dress,
Yeah, with a
But it
thong.
was covered.
and you can see her drawers.
Oh.
No, like you could see her butt, everything. Like
She had-
you could see that she was wearing a thong. Like it
Was
was
she-
very see-through.
Was she with her husband?
yeah,
Yeah,
What was he wearing? Tux.
a
I
tux.
don't see her.
Oh.
So,
Oh,
Did she look good though? And
I mean, yeah, she always looked good to me.
yeah, she's very pretty.
But it was the Oscars. That was very different, but I also heard that was supposedly a theme
for the
for the
party.
night or for the
Oh.
after party because she wasn't the only one that was
Dressed that way.
dressed up so like seductive like that.
So let me ask you guys this: what do you think about the constant criticism that Sierra seems to get for how she dresses, or how people think her husband should handle how she acts?
Listen, me myself, her husband don't got a problem with it. I don't.
Yeah, I feel like there was a discussion between them before that took place and what they was gonna wear, and I feel like if Russell don't have a problem with it, why should we?
Right.
I feel like if it was a theme for the party, then I don't see the problem, personally. If she was just out there ass naked by herself, I think people, tend to not, especially men, it seems, tend to not like the relationship between Sierra and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And I think because so many men have this weird thing about Future and her past relationship with Future or the rappers that she's dated in general.
Right.
And they think that she's not deserving of a man that's like Russell Wilson, who kind of comes off as like, I don't want to say a square, but he comes off as like a good guy.
A good guy.
And they feel like she's not deserving of a good guy. I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
I think
I feel like why do people have a problem with somebody being a good person, especially a guy?
because, to me, in my opinion, a lot of times when you see people that are always good people, there's something behind that. Like if publicly a person's always good,
Yeah.
it's always been shown.
So
Like,
it can't just be like he truly loves Sierra.
You treat her well.
And
nah,
They've been
want-
together
and
for a
want
while.
I'm
to
not
see
saying
her.
that. I'm saying what I'm saying is he always comes across as the good guy. So I think a lot of times when you come across as like a genuinely good person, people wanna try to see you out of that character, or they try to break you
Yeah.
out of that character. Look at Will Smith.
Which to me is stupid because I think Russell Wilson, he's like a genuinely good person, especially to his family and wife. And people just always bash him just for being that. And it's like,
I think,
what's wrong
but
with
I think
you?
I think it goes back to what I said about people feel like she's not deserving
Right.
of the type of person
But why
that
is
she
that?
got
Right. It's
based
like,
on
wow.
her past relationships.
It's like, why? I mean, you go through.
And it's
Well,
mostly
that should be a reason why she should deserve
Right.
it because
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I think
clearly the men in her past didn't treat her the way she needed to be treated.
I think it's mostly men that feel that way. I don't think women really feel. I think women are more on Sierra's side, and men are kind of looking at it like Russell Wilson might get played by her, or she's too advanced for him as far as like.
Let me ask you a question, right? Like, a few weeks ago, right? Lauren had posted a picture of herself in her bra.
Yeah.
Did you have a conversation about that before?
Oh yeah.
There wasn't really much of
I mean yeah.
She said she wanted to do it. I said, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might.
She was in her drawers.
You might have saw.
Her in her drawers.
Yeah, shut up.
We will pop the picture up.
You might have saw I posted.
If that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
And my bro and Benny.
Her drawers.
I was the point of me showing it was more to push forward body positivity and basically loving yourself the way you are. Whether in a wheelchair, you big or whatever the case may be, like flaunt what you got. So I mean, I got a pretty good response
Right. I
or
was just about
whatever.
to ask you that. Did you get any flack?
No. I got some pretty good responses or whatever. But of course, I'm dating a fellow Michael over
So
here.
did you go to him and tell him?
Yeah, of course. I like one thing about me. I always come to Mike first and tell him like, yo, what do you think if I do this? Are you okay with it? And then if depending on what he's saying, I might be like, alright, I won't do it. But if I feel like it's appropriate for what I'm doing and what I'm trying to pursue in life, nobody can really tell me anything.
You saying like far as the modeling?
Yeah,
right?
modeling.
Right.
Because there's gonna be many photo shoots that I might be naked one day. Who knows?
Naked?
Yes, naked.
Okay. I'm not ready for that one. But,
I'm
you know, it is
saying,
what
like,
it is.
in the future, it might be
might
an intimacy photo shoot. It might be a lingerie photo shoot.
I
So,
can see that.
I mean, I feel like Mike is prepared. Of course, we will always speak on things before it happen.
That's good.
Because I always want to respect them.
That's good.
Me personally, I don't care. Like if she feels the benefits her, you know what I'm saying? She's a grown woman.
Would you have felt the way if she would have just posted it without talking to you?
Yeah, of course you want to discuss it first, but like I'm not a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a grown woman. I'm a grown man. So if I wanted to post with my gut out and my drawers for body positivity, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, would you ever do it?
No, because I don't. But I mean, when I was in better shape, I posted pictures without a shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
How was your response?
It was cool.
So, like, what did you feel about some of the comments
I didn't.
that was given?
I didn't really read it. It's just because I already knew. Like I seen some guys in there. They was sending drooling emojis and.
What?
It's cool.
It was sending
like
drooling.
just one person.
Somebody you know?
Yeah, I worked with him before.
But like what I'm like at the end of the day, what I'm gonna do? Like I can't.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But it's like she's my girl.
Right.
Keep my wife's name
That's cool.
And also, too, like, we both are basically in the entertainment industry, so
It comes with the.
it might be some gigs that might get too that he gotta work with a woman, and you know that might be either something, but I either have to accept it or, you know, basically like communication is key.
Yeah.
And you just gotta be understanding of what your partner is doing and getting into.
And we trying to get that Illuminati money in the future. So you gotta, if you wanna get the Illuminati money, you gotta show your stomach.
You gotta show your.
Or you might have to kiss.
Nah, I'm joking. We're not doing that.
Or you might have to kiss somebody else.
No,
we ain't doing that.
On screen. I heard that Jay-Z doesn't allow Beyonce.
Yeah, I remember hearing that about when she did the song with Sean Paul, right? When she did the song with Sean Paul.
Nah, like talking about when she's in movies and stuff. Like
Her movie, like
the music video, like she did with Sean Paul. I heard that he.
But I
want them in
mean,
the
kissing and sexing, that's a whole other.
Yeah, but I feel like if your partner does her job.
Look, this how I look at it, right? Whether or not Lauren was in her drawers or she was fully dressed, if she posts a picture, some dude out there is gonna look, some female out there is gonna look, they gonna post what they gonna post. I can't do nothing about it.
Right. And you look like a fool arguing with somebody online.
Yeah.
I never been that type of dude. Like, I'm not about to inbox no nigga, or I'm not about
Yeah,
to.
like don't comment on my girl picture. Like,
I'm not about to call nobody.
But I think that comes with maturity too.
yeah, it does.
No, cause I always been like that. I'm just not that type of person. Like, I'm not.
What about you? Like, if you was in a situation like that, how would you, like, what would you do?
As far as if Christy wanted to do, I would be like, yeah, do it. Like I said, if it's for something that's positive,
Hmm.
Yeah, it ain't like Lauren was on
It
there
ain't.
like, yo, I feel like doing something tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then like posting her, then I'll be like, yo, what's happening?
right? Like if she was up there twerking or doing something
Yeah,
different.
the internet is wild. You see
It
some
is.
crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
then I would be like, I don't understand
Like,
what's
hold on.
happening right now. But if it was in the spirit of like showing body positivity, it's cool. It is what it is.
But Chuck would definitely post the pictures so
Oh, yeah,
y'all
definitely.
can see
The picture.
and whatever.
And you guys could comment, and tell us how y'all think, is it appropriate? How would y'all handle that type of situation?
It's not gonna really matter what y'all say.
It's not, but we like to interact with our.
No, it will matter or whatever. Like I will.
It won't matter as far as with Mike's opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely no.
Yeah,
it
like
does nothing for Mike.
nobody's gonna change
But
my mind on how I feel
Right,
about it.
right. But I would like to hear from you guys. So you had a show yesterday.
Yeah.
How'd it went? How'd it go?
It was at a place called Elevate. It's a men's drug and alcohol rehab center. It was cool. It was cool to I don't want to say give back to the community, but that sounds corny. But it was cool to perform for them. It was cool to meet them. They seemed like they enjoyed the show a lot. So
what is it? A facility? Is it
yeah. It's like they live there. They live upstairs, I guess, because they came down to like the main room.
So what how did you how did you get the gig? How did you?
Oh, my man Dino. Shout out to Dino. He's a fellow disabled comedian.
Yeah.
Check him out at Dino Makes You Laugh on Instagram. And he hooked me up with the show, and it was cool. It was fun.
So what kind of how did you feel about like doing cause did you first time do it at setting like that? So how did you feel?
It felt weird because it wasn't like a comedy club setting or a place where you would normally think comedy would happen, but it felt good that they were involved and they wanted to be a part of the show and they wanted this, us to be there, because you don't want to be somewhere where you're not wanted.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So you had a good response.
No, like I thought I had to give you back questions. So I know that you have like jokes, like that. Some of your jokes.
Ooh, yeah. That's good. Go ahead, Lauren. I know what you're saying.
What I talk about, like my mom.
Wait, joke.
What I talk about my mom's
Do
drug use.
consist of like drug use of your parents.
No, I didn't bring that up.
You left it alone.
I could have,
But why?
cause I didn't feel like it was appropriate.
It's borderline. It's like some people might have took offense. Some people might have.
Okay, yeah.
Some people might.
And then it's like, I make jokes about my mom, but it's like, I don't know. That's a good question. It was like a weird thing, cause it's like on the one hand, I kind of
because like you basically like a product of what they did.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't blame them for.
No, I know.
No, I'm saying though, like, like I mock my mom's drug use and what it did to me as a comedian, but in a setting like that, because even though I mock it as a comedian, it's something that I take seriously.
Yeah.
But as a comedian, that's my way to show people like, hey, this is the life I come from.
Right.
This is who I am. But I don't want to be on stage like, oh, my life was so.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta make light of the situation, and I didn't think doing that in a room full of people who are struggling was the appropriate way to go about it.
Yeah.
I applaud that. I agree with you. I agree with you, and I applaud you for that.
Because it's not about. I didn't want to go there and make it about like, oh look, I'm a victim of what y'all did, or the type of things y'all into, because then it's about me.
Right.
And it's not about them enjoying themselves.
I get it. Yeah, now I get it.
My boy's growing up right before our eyes.
Like I'm not there to be like they counselor.
Like
I'm there to be.
Yeah,
like I'm there to be.
Because basically it's a charity event.
I was there to be entertainment for them. I'm not there to counsel.
Yeah, basically like they there to laugh. They don't wanna.
Yeah, it's like, yo, let me tell y'all, my mom was a drug addict too.
So how did it feel to make these guys, laugh and
it felt
get
cool.
their mind off of?
It was funny because like a couple times they didn't laugh and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you gotta know how to like rebound.
Yeah.
And get it back on track. So it was cool. Cause they was like tough looking niggas. And I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't. But then I would get it right back and just keep going.
Yeah.
And they seemed to like me, so it was cool.
That's cool.
That's good.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think people take celebrity things personally.
Yeah.
Especially in this age that we're living in with social media.
Yeah.
Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. And maybe everybody shouldn't be allowed.
That's something you can't stop, but.
Cause I mean that's that man and his wife.
Right.
And if she wanna dress how she wanna dress and he don't have an issue with it, and maybe he do have an issue with it, we don't know. That's the thing people gotta remember too, is like when we talking about celebrities
behind closed doors,
and we see glimpses of them days at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We don't get to see who they are 24/7. Like y'all watch us on the show, but y'all don't know who we are 24/7.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's
you
true.
get a glimpse of who we are as people and our thought process, but you don't know me as a person.
Yeah.
We don't know Sierra as a person.
Right.
We don't know Russell Wilson as a person.
Because, you'll see Sierra on TV, and she's a very beautiful lady, But you might meet her and not have a good...
Yeah, to be a whole another situation.
So, other Oscars...
Angela Bassett, she didn't take home the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
And Black Panther?
Yeah, the other...
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis won
for Best Supporting Actress.
Over Angela Bassett.
Well, other people too. There was other people nominated.
Yeah, but I'm saying people really thought Angela Bassett would take it home.
This what I'm gonna say. This is my opinion. I think, personally, that black people, we gotta stop thinking that we deserve to get everything just because of blackness.
Well, what your movie did
Jamie Lee Curtis win for?
Everything,
Everywhere, all at once.
That was a good movie.
And that movie won like everything.
Yes, that was a good movie.
On Oscar night.
I never seen the movie, but I mean, if it was good.
It was a good movie. To me, it was a good movie. I watched it.
I don't know whether or not Jamie Lee Curtis should have won over Angela Bassett, but what I do know is we have black people, we have this thing that we do when we don't win. And I'm not saying the Oscars are perfect or the Grammys are perfect. I'm sure there's a lot of racial motivation behind why more people are nominated or more people of color haven't won awards. I'm positive there is. But a lot of what people fail to realize is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once was mostly Asian
Yes.
based movie. And the problem that black people cause for ourselves is I think sometimes other races of people, they tend to look at us a certain way. And I'm not talking about white people, I'm talking about other races of people of color, even Africans.
Yeah.
Look at African Americans as though
Yeah.
we feel somewhat entitled to things sometimes. Like everybody after Angela Bassett didn't win, oh, she should have won, she should have did it. And it's like, look, man, we can't always win everything. Should we win more?
I mean, she was good.
Look.
And she was good. I think
she was good. Jamie Lee did
but
a good
we gotta
job
factor in the fact of one, Black Panther 2 was a Marvel movie. And those normally don't get even nominated for Oscars, whether you're white, black, or whatever. Two, it is not like Black Panther 2 was a critically acclaimed
It wasn't.
movie.
It wasn't.
She carried the performance, and that's why she got nominated. And I think I'd rather see. I feel as though to discredit somebody like Jamie Lee Curtis, who's been and people were like, oh, all she's ever done is Halloween and kids movies, and it's like cool, but she won for this movie.
Right.
It's not like her and Angela Bassett were up against each other and she was getting nominated for the Halloween movie. Then I'd have been like, hey, what the fuck is going on? But
I agree with you.
You know, just because Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't black doesn't mean she didn't deserve to win. Now, have there been times where I thought black actors were snubbed or actresses were snubbed? Sure. Yes. Angela Bassett most likely should have won for What's Love Got to Do with It when she was nominated.
Oh my goodness. Was that not?
I believe Denzel Washington should have won for Malcolm X.
I believe that too.
I believe Eddie Murphy should have won for Dreamgirls back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But
it happened.
I don't want us to start getting achievement awards just for being black. You know what I'm saying? Especially when, regardless of whatever else happened that night, we just had a black man win an Oscar for Best Male Actor last year. Right. Yeah. So, you know, Will Smith.
Oh,
but that goes back to what Chris Rock was talking about too, boycotting. How Jada wanted to boycott the Grammys.
No, the Oscars.
The Oscars for not, because Will wasn't nominated for Concussion.
Yeah.
So that goes back to that.
And
I seen Will do, better acting.
I mean, if we're being honest about Will Smith's acting career, he's played some great roles.
Yeah.
Right? But even Ali, I've seen Ali, he shouldn't have won that year. That wasn't the best.
That wasn't the best Will.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best Will.
Should he have won for King Richard? I don't know. But I don't want black people to just win. I don't want us to win things just because people feel as though, oh, we got to give it to them because they black.
Yeah, and that's just like with people with disabilities. Sometimes they give us the pity award.
Yeah, like I don't want that. All I want is to, if this person was the best at this, then give them what they just do. Don't deny a person because they're black. Like when Macklemore won over Kendrick Lamar for Best Rap Album, when Kendrick Lamar had one of the best albums ever, Macklemore shouldn't have won that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's when we should go, oh, okay, this is wrong.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's understandable why Angela Bassett didn't win. And that's not to say Angela Bassett doesn't
Didn't.
deserve.
I mean, that's why you're nominated. That's why
Yeah.
there's other people nominated.
That doesn't mean she doesn't deserve more recognition or more.
Even she was, wasn't too happy. I mean, which is understandable.
Because
but
I'm sure anybody who's been working at something for years, decades, you want that.
And she never won an Oscar, right?
I mean,
Nah.
that goes back to even you. I'm not gonna say what the name of the club you wanted to work at that time when you auditioned. You were very funny,
Yeah.
and they didn't pick you up. They didn't pick you. I felt like you was robbed because you was very good.
I mean, I personally feel like
But
when it comes to comedy, I don't want to say robbed, but I've been left out of things a couple times for whatever reason. And there's nothing I could do about it. It's not my decision making.
Right.
I can't tell another person how they should think about me.
right,
And that's the risk. The thing about the entertainment industry people don't realize is everything's a competition.
mm-hmm.
So sometimes you're gonna win, sometimes you're not.
Right.
You can't take it so personally.
right, because you just bounced back. It was like, okay,
Yeah, because I'm still young in the game.
right.
So, sometimes you're gonna feel like
But everybody,
I didn't
everybody
get it
wants
now. I might get it down the line.
something. Right.
But for Angela Bassett, I can imagine if I worked 35, 40 years at my craft and for people to go, no, we didn't think that was good enough to win. I could understand her being upset. I don't think people should knock her being upset. But I also don't think, we should just get things off of we're black or we're a minority. Like, give everybody a fair chance.
Yeah, give them a fair shake, cause it's then we putting ourselves into a box where it's like black actors. Okay, now we we should have a just black actors in this category, where it's not just it's best actor, not black,
But
best black actor.
what black people gotta stop doing too is we gotta stop saying we don't need these institutions and we don't need these awards, and then when we don't get the awards that we say we don't need,
Yep.
we go crazy.
That's true.
So it's like either you don't need it or you're gonna complain about not getting it.
Yeah, because why was Jada even there if she wanted to boycott it the year previous? Or
No, it was like, cause last
couple.
year it was like a black director, black producer. I guess everybody kind of knew Will Smith had a good chance to win.
yeah,
So,
see, now it was cool. It's cool then though.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
That was his first Oscar.
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's like,
It was
we gotta look at Will Smith's career. It's like he played in a lot of big blockbuster,
he did.
and those movies don't necessarily win Oscars. And then when he tried to, come back and do more serious roles like Pursuit of Happiness, which I think he should have won an Oscar
Yeah,
for.
which was really good.
I never saw King Richard,
I didn't watch it either. It's in my list
Yeah.
to watch.
But I just don't feel like we should feel as though we're always putting ourselves up against white success, or we want white people's acceptance, and sometimes it's not needed. Sometimes, because if that's the case, if we so worried about awards, right? How come people don't get excited when people win BET awards? How come a NAACP Image Award isn't valued the same as an Oscar. So we'll say we don't need these awards, but when black people have our own things, we mock our own people for trying to give us our own things. People get mocked for being Soul Train Award winners. People get mocked for winning NAACP Image Awards.
I feel like sometimes you can't, it's not the same, but you can't make black people happy sometimes. And it's like, it's sad.
I think black people, a lot of times, black people, not all black people,
Right.
obviously, but a lot of times, us as a community, we like to have acceptance from white people. And there's nothing wrong with that. We just gotta be honest about it.
Yeah, we don't.
Cause it happens every fucking Grammy season, every Oscar season. The minute a black artist doesn't win, Beyonce, for a perfect example, Beyonce has the most Grammy awards of all time.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't win Album of the Year. And Harry Styles won, and people was like, oh, I can't believe Beyonce didn't win. And Jay-Z was, oh, the Grammys missed the moment. And it's like,
Right.
I don't know, man, like.
Right. It's like,
And to me, Harry Styles deserved that.
Nah, I mean, look.
I'll be honest.
I think Beyonce may have had a better album than Harry Styles. Critically, it was more acclaimed than Harry Styles' album, right? But my point is, every year we do this. We start off, we don't need these awards, we don't need this, and then we don't get the awards that we wanted.
and then we complain about
And
it.
then it's all, they never gonna let us. It's like, you just said you didn't want it.
Right. Either you want it or you don't.
Like, I don't know, man. I think we gotta realize too, a lot of times the people that vote for these awards, they're not part of our culture.
That's how it goes. It goes by the votes, right? It goes.
Yeah. So they're looking at things from a broader perspective. So something that may be big in black culture as a whole might not care about.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we care about as black people, society in general, they not even paying attention to. Just like a lot of things that society, white people might care about, we don't care about.
Well, that even goes, you can even put that up against people with disabilities too.
Yeah.
We want inclusion, we want, but when we're not included, like say, like our parade, which we was understandably upset that we didn't get a parade last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we should go out and do things. It's not our parade.
Right.
It's not. We're not throwing it.
Right.
It's not our party. So if they want to cancel the party,
I feel as though, in comparison with our community, the disabled community, you have some in our community that they complain about things that we do have.
like what?
Like the parade. I've heard people complain.
Yeah, like the parade. I heard people say that they didn't want it in the summertime because it was too hot. It's too hot.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
to
that's
whoever
crazy.
that was that said they didn't want a parade in the summertime.
Yeah, that was
too
crazy.
hot.
Which,
Because
in
then we
my
got a fucking parade in
opinion-
October
And then
and it rained.
And then it was too cold.
And then they canceled it. They do cancel it.
And if we would have had it in the
Anyway.
summer, we probably would have had the parade. And then sometimes too, the disabled community, we shoot ourselves in the foot, so to speak, because you'll have people who mock being around lots of disabled people. Sometimes a lot of people don't attend things when they know it's gonna be a lot of disabled people there because I don't know.
They don't want to be associated.
And I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I'm
I'm not even going to the cap. I was one of those people.
Yeah, I used to when I was younger. I would be like, oh, I don't want to be here because that's a lot of disabled people.
But now as I get older, I'm so appreciative of this community.
I didn't know.
Like, for real.
You guys are like day one, so I really didn't know the community like that.
Yeah.
I never knew how much this community like really comes together. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like Lauren, as I get older, I appreciate being a part of the disabled community a lot more than when I was younger. I think when you're younger and you're disabled, I think every disabled person goes through a time period where we kind of want to separate ourselves from the community. You want to kind of spread your wings and see if you
because you know what it is. And I was just talking about this last night with Mike. Most of us, we be around this community from the beginning, like just get it out the womb.
I went to, like for me, oh my fault, go ahead.
So when we go off to college or graduate from high school, because most of us went to a disabled school, most of us went to a public school, but we was always kind of surrounded by the community at a very young age. So when you go up to college or whatever, sometimes you don't want to be around these niggas. And you really know, like, when I was...
I love the disabled community. I didn't know a lot about it, but I learned from you guys, and I appreciate it.
When I was in college, shout out to McGavin College. Yes, we were great.
Okay, college girl.
Yeah, when I was in college, mostly all my college friends wasn't disabled. And the friends that was disabled, I knew them for a long period of time. So I was very happy to like finally just be around people that didn't look like me or whatever the case may be. Like, it was just a very different experience.
Now you see Lauren, boy.
Nah.
Lauren shut down a whole restaurant. It'd be 20 people with wheelchairs.
but wait, after I graduated college, like, the disabled community, I realized, like, yo, I need y'all. Like, you really do need
I guess when you get older,
your community
Nah,
around.
I would say for me, it was like, you know, I came into this world with a sister already here who was disabled.
Yeah.
So I grew up with a sister who was disabled. I seen her every day.
Mm-hmm.
I started preschool as like a fucking infant almost. I was like 1 when I started preschool. I went to UCP, and that was a school for students with cerebral palsy, a preschool.
Oh.
So then you go to preschool.
I did too.
And I got a sister, and I go to school, and then, you know, I started different programs like St. Mary's, Camp Oakhurst, Camp Catskill, physical therapy, occupational therapy. I went to mainstream schools, but I still went to school with a lot of disabled students. So I say all that to say, by the time I got to like 19, 20, it was like I am disabled the fuck out.
Yeah, and it really do feel like that.
This is the time, around the time when you started rapping and stuff like that?
I started rapping around like 13 years old. But I spent my whole life in this community. Everything about my life was pretty much in this community,
Right.
outside of my able-bodied friends that I had from school or my block. But even I was like sacrificing whole summers to
So-
go to a disabled camp, which,
Right.
and I'm not knocking it, because being at that camp taught me a lot about being independent as a person with a disability. But as a child, if everything you're around, if everything I was ever around, even if I wasn't disabled, if all I ever saw was black people, right?
You tired of seeing black? You see some white people.
Eventually you're gonna be like, yeah, I need to go somewhere else.
It's just basically
How
like
did you handle it though? Like
What?
when you felt like you was burnt out.
I went off I went off and pretty much abandoned the community.
You did.
And not abandon it like I was like, oh, fuck disabled people, because I can't do that.
Right.
But it was like,
You
yeah, I
said F
gotta,
yourself.
I wanna,
yeah, like with programs or
yeah, like it was kind of like, yo, don't invite me no more. I'm not coming.
yeah, like I'm not there.
And so, what brought you back? Like what?
I don't know. It's like you grow up. I grew up with a lot of people. Like, we
Right.
talked about I grew up
Right.
with your wife.
Right.
I grew up around a lot of people in our community. So you start to, after you've been outside and you done seen the regular world, and
Yeah, like
it's like, all right, let me.
like I miss
Because
my
there's still
people.
love over there.
Yeah, like
There's still love over there.
It's like,
you're just
you gotta realize we're a minority. We're disabled people in an inaccessible world,
True.
as I like to say.
And like, I feel like in order to change the world, it takes a village. So if you want to like elevate or whatever the case may be, sometimes you have to come back to your day ones.
Yeah.
And like,
And I don't think we all abandoned the community like I did, but I think for me, I always had like one, like I think in Lauren's case, not to speak for Lauren, but I think in Lauren's case, it was she never seen anything else because she went to school, so everywhere you go, it was disabled people.
Disabled.
And then when she got to college, it might have been like, yo, all right.
like yo,
There
this
was
is
there was one or two maybe people with disabilities.
yeah, like one of like a good
Whereas I
5, 6.
I'm kind of had one foot in and one foot out, so to speak.
Yeah.
Whereas like on my block, I was the only, me and my sister were the only disabled kids.
Yeah.
When I went to school, I was the only disabled kid in most of my classes.
Yeah.
So I knew what it was like to be in both worlds, but then it became when everything about my life at one point was about my disability. And it's like, I don't want to be defined as like a person just with a disability.
Right.
Like I want to become a complete whole person.
Right.
So I started going out to clubs, started going out here, there, started traveling,
Right.
But then once I got all that in my system, it was like, all right, now I can go back to disable a community, let them know my findings, and we can discuss it.
Right.
And not that I needed like acceptance from people because I'm very confident in myself,
Right.
but
I think a friend is a friend.
but it really felt good to be at a college and just be like have people that come up to you that's not disabled, that's very,
But
and to just like for them to find me cool. Like, oh, I can't talk to Lauren about this and that without,
But even though you say like you didn't want acceptance from able-bodied people, I think it's natural as human beings, if you're one thing, you always want acceptance from the opposite of that.
Yeah, true.
That's why you see like when you had somebody like Eminem as a white rapper, he wanted acceptance from black people. Cause Eminem could have easily just been like, I don't give a fuck
Right.
about what black people think. I got my white fans, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's why musically there's always like the crossover. Like you have people, they say that crossed over.
Yeah.
It's not so much anymore because now you have music from everywhere.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, back then you
back in
would
the
sell out.
day, that's why somebody like Prince was such a big deal,
Yeah.
or somebody like Michael Jackson was such a big deal, or you know, you black people, we wanted not really acceptance from white people, but we wanted to prove that we can be
Yeah.
accepted everywhere. But it becomes a thin line between like wanting acceptance and pandering to, like I wasn't gonna let like able-bodied people just play me out
Yeah.
and make me look like a fool
Right.
for, you know, when all I really want to do is like, yo, let me see what it's like over here with y'all. You know?
Well,
but
that's just like somebody asking me to do a skit. I'm not even going to tell you what the skit was about. But I didn't feel comfortable doing
yeah.
a skit because I felt like,
They were trying to play you out.
yeah, I feel like, nah, I'm not doing that. Just because I'm in a chair, you want me to do a certain thing, I'm not going to do.
Cause it's just like,
Yeah, some people will try to be funny with it and think you don't know they trying to be funny.
but it's just like you as a woman, right? Women, you know, you fought to be in
Yeah.
society, working, you fought, and that's kind of, it's not really asking for acceptance from men. It's just like, I want to be a part of what y'all got going on. So it's not so much you want acceptance from people. It's,
get you.
hey, include us in what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as
And that's what
disabled people,
advocacy is.
yeah, as disabled people, I don't think we're looking to be accepted by able-bodied people. But it's like, why can't we go to this
It's
part?
like, right.
Why
right.
should I be the person excluded
Right.
from this part?
Yeah.
Because I'm disabled.
Right.
Why can't I play basketball because I'm disabled?
That's a good point. I like that.
Because, and I bring up the basketball thing because I remember being like 11, 12 years old and like really practicing on how to shoot a basketball. Because the thing with my school was, because I was the only disabled kid in my class, they wasn't, so my school had an after school program type of thing, but they wouldn't let me join none of the after school programs because I was disabled. So I was in the gym with the able-bodied kids trying to prove that I could shoot a basketball just so I could be in the gym with them.
Right. Right.
Because I never had gym with my classmates. There was gym for disabled kids, and then there was
Gym.
my class had their own. So
That's crazy.
it's like, I don't want to be accepted by y'all. I don't want to be like, oh, fuck them handicapped people.
Right.
I'm here with y'all. But why do I have to be excluded?
That's right.
So I think that's where the acceptance comes from everybody. Is like, I don't want to be excluded from everyday activities. Why I can't go to clubs?
That's a solid like point you just made right there.
Yeah.
That's really solid right there. You know.
Like I can't go to a club because of my chair.
Yeah.
I can't be where you at because of a chair.
Right.
Like that's whack.
One step. Like you can have one.
And that
People don't understand that they say, oh, this place is acceptable.
and I think that's
Accessible, sorry.
I think that's
For one step, one little step, and then Lauren can go.
Yeah.
One
and
little
people,
step.
And people don't understand that.
I think that's where
Anything could be inaccessible for me.
Or me, or Chum.
Yeah, all of us. Like, you can have just one step.
one step.
One-
I always joke. One
And,
step could ruin my day.
Yeah, one
A day. It ruined my day a couple of times.
One step.
But I think that going back to the thing about black people asking for acceptance, I think a lot of us got it mixed up, and we need to stop looking for acceptance from the Oscars or the Grammys or these so-called white institutions, and we need to start asking, like, it's not about acceptance from you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want you to look at him, he's the greatest because he's black. I just want to feel included.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
did a good job. I should be included.
Yeah.
That's just like
This has been a
that's
problem.
that's like
for
Lauren getting
years.
passed up on a job because she's disabled.
Oh,
But I did a good
that-
job.
That happened many a time.
So, you know, it's about inclusion. Inclusion is the main thing. I think people.
I think I'm gonna get that jotted on me, inclusion.
But I think a lot of people just want to be accepted and to be praised for just being something.
Let me ask you a question too. If you have a tattoo of your of a disabled
Of
sign,
the old school
Yeah.
wheelchair logo.
what made you get that tattoo? And what age was you?
My favorite superhero and the only superhero I ever cared about is Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know, Batman and got the logo. Batman has a logo. Superman has a logo. I should have a logo on my chest. And I just put the wheelchair symbol on my chest.
Yeah.
To you know, it's kind of like a little superpower.
Okay.
Because I'm not, you know, a stupid person.
No.
I know that my disability is what stands out, what makes me unique to people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are other things that make me unique
And
because
then
I'm
when
fucking
you start
nuts.
speaking,
But
people get to see who my favorite is.
Yeah.
But you
This
see,
is-
like the
this is you
reality.
This is you too, but there's more to my favorite.
yeah, but the reality of it is when I roll into a room,
That's the first thing they see.
see.
and I've learned as I've gotten older to not shy away from, I'm the only disabled person in this room.
Right.
I'm the only person in a wheelchair here. It's just like being black. When you're black, you know, they say you gotta work 10 times harder.
Right.
When you're disabled and black, you gotta work 20 times harder.
hard. Good.
I gotta be the best.
So on that note, we want to say thank you guys for, you know,
Tuning in.
tuning in again to another
Yes.
episode of the Juggernaut Show.
Adi and Sha will be back on the next episode, hopefully, God willing.
We
Hopefully,
miss
God.
y'all.
Yeah, Shy, where you at? Adi,
Yeah,
We'll see you, Adi.
We miss our
we miss you,
team.
yeah. We love you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe.
Share.
Follow us at Mike the Joke Teller.
Mine
This
is. My Instagram is the official _ library queen.
And follow me at This Is Chunk 2 on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next week. I love y'all.
We
Very
love you
good.
too.